Welcome to Everyday English Excellence. Where were you yesterday? Where were you yesterday?
I was at home yesterday. I was at home yesterday.
What were you doing at 7 o'clock last night? What were you doing at 7 o'clock last night?
I was watching TV at 7 o'clock last night. I was watching TV at 7 o'clock last night.
How was your weekend? How was your weekend?
It was great, thanks. How about yours? It was great, thanks. How about yours?
Where were you born? Where were you born?
I was born in New York. I was born in New York.
What were you thinking about? What were you thinking about?
I was thinking about what to have for dinner. I was thinking about what to have for dinner.
Why were you late? Why were you late?
I was late because of traffic. I was late because of traffic.
Where were you last summer? Where were you last summer?
I was at the beach last summer. I was at the beach last summer.
How were your grades last semester? How were your grades last semester?
They were pretty good, thanks for asking. They were pretty good, thanks for asking.
Where were you when the accident happened? Where were you when the accident happened?
I was at work when the accident happened. I was at work when the accident happened.
What were you wearing at the party? What were you wearing at the party?
I was wearing a blue dress at the party. I was wearing a blue dress at the party.
Who were you with at the park? Who were you with at the park?
I was with my friends at the park. I was with my friends at the park.
How were the fireworks last night? How were the fireworks last night?
They were amazing. They were amazing.
What were you dreaming about? What were you dreaming about?
I was dreaming about flying. I was dreaming about flying.
When were you born? When were you born?
I was born in 1990. I was born in 1990.
What were you doing when I called you? What were you doing when I called you?
I was cooking dinner when you called me. I was cooking dinner when you called me.
Why were you so quiet yesterday? Why were you so quiet yesterday?
I was quiet because I wasn't feeling well. I was quiet because I wasn't feeling well.
Where were you when I needed you? Where were you when I needed you?
I was at the store when you needed me. I was at the store when you needed me.
How were you feeling yesterday? How were you feeling yesterday?
I was feeling tired yesterday. I was feeling tired yesterday.
What were you looking for in the closet? What were you looking for in the closet?
I was looking for my shoes in the closet. I was looking for my shoes in the closet.
Who were you talking to on the phone? Who were you talking to on the phone?
I was talking to my mom on the phone. I was talking to my mom on the phone.
Where were you planning to go for vacation? Where were you planning to go for vacation?
I was planning to go to Hawaii for vacation. I was planning to go to Hawaii for vacation.
What were you hoping to find in the attic? What were you hoping to find in the attic?
I was hoping to find some old photographs in the attic. I was hoping to find some old photographs in the attic.
Why were you so sad yesterday? Why were you so sad yesterday?
I was sad because I miss my friends. I was sad because I miss my friends.
Where were you when the power went out? Where were you when the power went out?
I was at the library when the power went out. I was at the library when the power went out.
How were you feeling before the party? How were you feeling before the party?
I was feeling excited before the party. I was feeling excited before the party.
What were you reading last night? What were you reading last night?
I was reading a mystery novel last night. I was reading a mystery novel last night.
Where were you when I sent you a message? Where were you when I sent you a message?
I was at the gym when you sent me a message. I was at the gym when you sent me a message.
Why were you laughing so much? Why were you laughing so much?
I was laughing because of a funny joke. I was laughing because of a funny joke.
Where were you during the thunderstorm? Where were you during the thunderstorm?
I was at home during the thunderstorm. I was at home during the thunderstorm.
How were you able to finish the project so quickly? How were you able to finish the project so quickly?
I was able to finish the project quickly because I had help. I was able to finish the project quickly because I had help.
What were you doing when you found out the news? What were you doing when you found out the news?
I was eating breakfast when I found out the news. I was eating breakfast when I found out the news.
Why were you so surprised? Why were you so surprised?
I was surprised because I wasn't expecting it. I was surprised because I wasn't expecting it.
Where were you when you lost your wallet? Where were you when you lost your wallet?
I was at the park when I lost my wallet. I was at the park when I lost my wallet.
How were you feeling after the game? How were you feeling after the game?
I was feeling happy after the game. I was feeling happy after the game.
What were you hoping to learn from the class? What were you hoping to learn from the class?
I was hoping to learn new skills from the class. I was hoping to learn new skills from the class.
Where were you when the concert started? Where were you when the concert started?
I was in line when the concert started. I was in line when the concert started.
How were you feeling when you woke up this morning? How were you feeling when you woke up this morning?
I was feeling refreshed when I woke up this morning. I was feeling refreshed when I woke up this morning.
What were you hoping to achieve with the project? What were you hoping to achieve with the project?
I was hoping to impress the boss with the project. I was hoping to impress the boss with the project.
Why were you so nervous before the presentation? Why were you so nervous before the presentation?
I was nervous because it was my first time presenting. I was nervous because it was my first time presenting.
Where were you when the fire alarm went off? Where were you when the fire alarm went off?
I was in the cafeteria when the fire alarm went off. I was in the cafeteria when the fire alarm went off.
How were you able to solve the problem? How were you able to solve the problem?
I was able to solve the problem with some help. I was able to solve the problem with some help.
What were you thinking about when you made that decision? What were you thinking about when you made that decision?
I was thinking about the consequences of my decision. I was thinking about the consequences of my decision.
Why were you so angry yesterday? Why were you so angry yesterday?
I was angry because someone broke my favorite mug. I was angry because someone broke my favorite mug.
Where were you when you saw the shooting star? Where were you when you saw the shooting star?
I was in the backyard when I saw the shooting star. I was in the backyard when I saw the shooting star.
How were you feeling during the thunderstorm? How were you feeling during the thunderstorm?
I was feeling scared during the thunderstorm. I was feeling scared during the thunderstorm.
What were you hoping to accomplish with the meeting? What were you hoping to accomplish with the meeting?
I was hoping to brainstorm some new ideas in the meeting. I was hoping to brainstorm some new ideas in the meeting.
Why were you so tired yesterday? Why were you so tired yesterday?
I was tired because I stayed up late studying. I was tired because I stayed up late studying.
Where were you when you heard the news? Where were you when you heard the news?
I was at work when I heard the news. I was at work when I heard the news.
How were you able to find your way back home? How were you able to find your way back home?
I was able to find my way back home using GPS. I was able to find my way back home using GPS.
What were you hoping to see at the museum? What were you hoping to see at the museum?
I was hoping to see some famous paintings at the museum. I was hoping to see some famous paintings at the museum.
Why were you so disappointed with the movie? Why were you so disappointed with the movie?
I was disappointed because it didn't live up to my expectations. I was disappointed because it didn't live up to my expectations.
Where were you when you saw the accident? Where were you when you saw the accident?
I was driving by when I saw the accident. I was driving by when I saw the accident.
How are you feeling during the flight? How are you feeling during the flight?
I was feeling nervous during the flight. I was feeling nervous during the flight.
What were you hoping to gain from the experience? What were you hoping to gain from the experience?
I was hoping to gain some new insights from the experience. I was hoping to gain some new insights from the experience.
Why were you so relieved after the phone call? Why were you so relieved after the phone call?
I was relieved because it was good news. I was relieved because it was good news.
Where were you when you found out you got the job? Where were you when you found out you got the job?
I was at home when I found out I got the job. I was at home when I found out I got the job.
How were you feeling when you met your favorite celebrity? How were you feeling when you met your favorite celebrity?
I was feeling starstruck when I met my favorite celebrity. I was feeling starstruck when I met my favorite celebrity.
What were you hoping to achieve with the fundraiser? What were you hoping to achieve with the fundraiser?
I was hoping to raise money for a good cause with the fundraiser. I was hoping to raise money for a good cause with the fundraiser.
Why were you so nervous during the interview? Why were you so nervous during the interview?
I was nervous because I really wanted the job. I was nervous because I really wanted the job.
Where were you when you realized you forgot your keys? Where were you when you realized you forgot your keys?
I was at the grocery store when I realized I forgot my keys. I was at the grocery store when I realized I forgot my keys.
How were you able to find a solution to the problem? How were you able to find a solution to the problem?
I was able to brainstorm some ideas and come up with a solution. I was able to brainstorm some ideas and come up with a solution.
What were you hoping to learn from the experience? What were you hoping to learn from the experience?
I was hoping to learn some new skills from the experience. I was hoping to learn some new skills from the experience.
Why were you so surprised by the news? Why were you so surprised by the news?
I was surprised because I wasn't expecting it at all. I was surprised because I wasn't expecting it at all.
Where were you when you heard the thunder? Where were you when you heard the thunder?
I was at the park when I heard the thunder. I was at the park when I heard the thunder.
How were you feeling during the test? How were you feeling during the test?
I was feeling confident during the test. I was feeling confident during the test.
What were you hoping to achieve with the project? What were you hoping to achieve with the project?
I was hoping to impress the teacher with the project. I was hoping to impress the teacher with the project.
And that's it for today's video. I hope these simple conversations help you improve your English. Remember, practice makes perfect. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon for more updates. See you in the next video. Bye!